So, picking up where I left off on the last episode. So we have this confrontation, this agreement or whatever with the police there. And I'm not a retard. I know that there's nothing about this that's going to... I mean, he's not going to stick to this. If for some reason he wants to cause some shit, he's going to cause some shit. You know, this was nothing. Me calling the cops was nothing. Primarily, I wanted there to be a record of this event. Whether or not I could press charges and they would stick wasn't really relevant to me at the time. I wanted the cops there. I wanted him to know that I was willing to call the cops. And I wanted a record of this event. So if anything happened in the future, I could say, look, hey, he threatened my life before I called the cops, yada fucking yada. Here are these 6 officers who all talked to me, and I could tell I've had my own dealings with cops. They all knew who this guy and his girlfriend were. They've all had dealings with him, and I genuinely felt that they all believed me. I could tell one of the officers for sure, when he left, he felt bad. He felt bad that there wasn't anything he could do. And he could tell that I was clearly upset and concerned about the fact that I still now have to live across from this guy. He still, every day on my way out, I have to fucking potentially run into him every fucking day. It's the number one reason why I'm doing these podcasts out walking around town right now. Because my walls are paper thin. I already had issues with not wanting to do podcasts at home, specifically because I like my privacy and I don't want these motherfuckers hearing what I'm talking about. Now I've just had my concerns verified. Because who knows what the fuck's gonna trigger this guy? You know what I mean? Apparently he assumed I was gay, so they told him I was gay, and he wants to put a knife to my throat because of it. So, I mean, how the fuck am I supposed to know that whatever random fucking shit that I decide to talk about on my podcast, and I talk about a lot of weird shit, how the fuck am I gonna know what's gonna set this motherfucker off? And so the cops leave, nothing really happened, so he agrees to leave me the fuck alone. He even asked me if I wanted to come over and smoke some weed in front of the cops, and I was like, look man, that's not gonna happen. You don't understand. I didn't say it. I wanted to stand there and tell him in front of the cops that if he ever comes at me for any reason, I will assume it's with intent to hurt me, and I will take him the fuck out. I didn't say that because I just thought it would make me look worse. The cops are already sympathetic to me and my cause. I didn't want them to misconstrue something I said as a threat. I just simply, in my head, I kind of wanted to show him that, you know, I will fucking fight. Like, I will. I mean, that's the thing. Most people, they all talk, and I don't talk. I don't fucking get in people's face. I don't make threats. You know, I don't fucking act like a goddamn fucking, what do you want to call it? Goddamn chihuahua with the Napoleon complex, you know what I mean? And this dude was like a foot shorter than me. And I could just tell he didn't like looking up at me. Pissed him off. And So anyway, I didn't say that. I felt it was best to just leave that be. But that's been 2 days, and Sunday, I didn't really spend a whole lot of time thinking about it, to be honest. I was kind of nursing a bit of a hangover because I got shit-faced after this incident, and I don't drink that much. I'm gonna stop drinking again. I got drunk probably like 3 times this week, and what the fuck's the point? I was mostly just bored. I had a lot of days off, and I happened to have some money to spend. But some of you already know I probably embarrassed myself pretty good on Facebook when I was drunk, and I just don't like to represent myself that way. If I'm gonna embarrass myself, I better be sober as fuck, because then at least it might be funny, and not something I'm gonna be afraid to look at my notifications the next day about, you know what I mean? So anyway, Sunday, like I said, I was pretty much nursing a hangover. I did get one super awesome piece of news, like this super duper attractive girl I've had a crush on forever totally said that she would go on a date with me. Well, I didn't ask her on a date, I just hypothetically was like, would you go on a date? And she's like, yeah. So I had some good news there, so it wasn't all bad. So Sunday I was kind of like in that weird limbo of not really thinking about that so much and kind of thinking about how awesome this girl is. But Monday, or today, when I was at work, I had to start, I told my coworkers what happened, and like I immediately had an anger response. I started shaking as I'm telling the story, like it was just all this unresolved, adrenaline and emotional shit. And then all day at work I started having severe anxiety because I just kept replaying it in my head over and over and over again. And the thoughts that ran through my head at the time really bothered me. And I know I'm going to spend a long time evaluating those thoughts and evaluating what they mean, because I didn't have to go out there to confront him. I wanted to go out there to confront him. Part of me was hoping I would get to beat the fuck out of this dude and get some shit out, you know what I mean? I like to refer to it a little bit. This is a bit of a paraphrase, but and Rocky Balboa, aka Rocky 6. Don't fuck with Rocky, don't laugh at me. He wants to get back in the ring because he's got some cobwebs in the basement. I got some cobwebs in the basement. I think we all do. So part of me wanted to go out there and just beat the fuck out of this dude. And I would have felt justified. It would have been a legitimate ass beating. Dude called me a faggot. Right? Called me a faggot. How does he know whether or not I like dick? He's not on my friends list. I don't fucking know. I'm pretty open about it, but how does he fucking know? He don't know me. I don't fucking know him. But then he pulled that knife out. And that 10 seconds where I was thinking about pulling my knife out, those are gonna fuck with me for a while. Because what is that, What about that situation made me want to kill him and not even think about my life being at risk? A normal reaction in that situation, you should have a fear response. You should have a fear reaction or something related to fear. Anger is not the right reaction. And this is something that my dad had spoke about, and she had a lot of anger issues growing up, way more than I do. I don't have, like, I'm not gonna get into a fight with a girlfriend and smack a bitch up. I mean, that's, even though I kind of mentioned I was in a relationship full of domestic abuse, that's for another podcast. That bitch pushed me beyond the breaking point for years before I snapped. This is totally different. But anyway, let me gather my shit here for a second. So all day at work, getting severe bouts of anxiety, and then the anxiety was followed up with serious anger responses. Like, you know, again, I'm shaking, my heart's racing. Multiple times throughout the day I had to go to the back room, control my breathing, because I was fucking furious. I was fucking furious all fucking day. How dare this? Because now I'm constantly worried about the next altercation, you know, about getting caught off guard, about him breaking into my fucking place and stealing my shit, you know? What about the next time he scores a fucking 8-ball and he's fucking all twacked out of his mind and gets it in his head that I'm over here sucking dick with a thumb up my ass, and he wants to fucking put a knife in me. So I'm constantly thinking about all this fucking shit and getting more and more worked up. And then I'm at work, and work is fucking busy, you know? All my coworkers are busting their ass, and I'm sitting there trying so fucking desperately hard not to lose my shit and freak out on them, because I've already walked out of this place because I had a fucking mental depressive episode, and I just was done. And now on top of it, I got this fucking bullshit running through my goddamn mind. But I kept my cool, kept it together, and I got my shit done. I got home, he hadn't broken into my house, but now I'm not necessarily in fear of this cocksucker, but I am really fucking mad because I now have to live in worry. In worry, I can't just fucking go home and be happy. I can't just fucking go home and make a podcast. I can't just fucking walk out of my apartment on my way to work and have a good fucking day without worrying about this piece of shit putting a fucking knife to my throat. And that really fucking gets me, you know what I mean? Nobody should have to think about that shit. Nothing even. And then I'm sitting here thinking about all the people who get their ass fucking beat the fuck to hell because people think they're gay. People get seriously hurt for this shit. This is fucked up. This is seriously fucked up. I promised my mom I wouldn't confront this guy again. I'm gonna keep my word. Primarily because I know she'll worry about me. But secondarily, if that's even a fucking word, I don't want to know what it's like to kill a guy. I don't want to know what it's like to kill a guy and enjoy it. I shouldn't. It fucking makes me mad that I even got to think about that. Because it never crossed my mind until Saturday. This is a really fucked up episode. I don't even know if I'm going to air it. I just had to get this shit out. I'm sorry, guys. That was probably difficult to listen to. Anyway, I love the fuck out of all of you. I'm not going to put myself at risk. I'm not going to confront this motherfucker without the police. So don't worry about that. But I got a lot of shit to think about. Holy fuck. I got a lot of shit to think about. Have a good one, man. Take it easy.